I'm back. I'm live right here for the next hour or so before we go live with Jimmy Jeans on the show today. Rumors of my demise are greatly over exaggerated, very premature, and I am back in the hot seat. But we are taking it nice and easy this week. Yes, indeed. So I'm glad to be back with all 9 of you here. And that's a really good number to kick off the live stream with today because I'm still getting back on my feet after whatever it was I went through over the weekend and into Monday. And I want to thank all of you out there for all of your lovely messages. I believe Anne was keeping everyone up to date over on Discord. So I hope everyone was kept well abreast. Yes, I said breast of the situation. And I'm back. And I passed one of those pesky tests. So we are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. But like I was telling people over in Discord, if you've even got paint that is drying right now, please feel free to go and check that out because this is me just getting back in the saddle, just chilling out, having a nice, I'm not even having a cup of tea, I'm having a pot of tea. Yes, indeed, a good old Scottish pot of tea. Got some PPP. I'm here with all of you peeps. So we're going to look at some crazy stuff today. As you can probably guess by the thumbnail on the way into the stream, it's a weird world. It truly is. Talking of weird worlds, I was on with Charlie Robinson last night. A great show, and you can catch that, all of it, over on Odyssey.com. Yes, check for at Kev a Baker Show on Odyssey, and you will find not only all of our big channel shows over there, they'll transferred over, but we were going to be doing live streams over there. We're going to be doing some not suitable for YouTube work over on Odyssey, and hopefully, fingers crossed, in the next couple of weeks, thanks to Charlie Robinson, we'll be able to get on the CEO of Library/Odyssey, talk all about this really exciting new platform. So how are you all doing out there now that that's out the way? Bet says, glad you are doing well. Thank you, Bet. Yes, I had to take a couple of days off. Bill Bean forced my hand on the Sunday. I was ready to try and kind of brave face it and do warrior mode and not really tell anyone I was struggling. But somehow, I don't know how, but Bill said he had felt moved to cancel Sunday's show, asked me how I was doing, and thank goodness, honestly, because that was the start of a much needed downtime and recovery. And Anne, poor soul, on her holidays, running about after yours truly. I'm telling you, she is like a saint, ladies and gentlemen. I would be lost without her and Kevin and all of you out there because your messages might not seem like it, but it means a heck of a lot. So, with that said, who have we got in here? We've got somebody called Ekaterina Limariva. Now, I probably butchered the pronunciation of that, but what a wonderful name. What a great name. We've got ZX all the way from Wales. How you doing, man? We've got Bet, Bernays, Scotty Brown. Could I recommend Scott Brown's Twitter page? Very, very informative when it comes to all the ufology type stuff. Oh, and it's challenged me to rethink a lot of the UFO stories that I just took to be very, very true indeed. Took it to heart that these things were not a grift, not a con. Scotty Brown, he is certainly opening my eyes to new ways of looking at things, shall we say. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Scott. We've got Ronald in there. Armand, your name is up in very, very brave and fierce looking. Is that purple or is it cerise? But what would you call that colour your name's in? Anyway, you're first in the chat, dude. Congratulations. Malaya, I think Malaya was second today, if I remember correctly. Yep, see, I remembered. Bernays in a cheeky third. Good to see you, brother, and I hope you're feeling well today. Rick Anderson, Jocelyn, can't miss out Jocelyn. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. You ready to dive into a bit of this? And yes, I have been playing about. Now. If let me just get this up here because we've got a bit of coordination to be done with this one. Now, hang on. If I just do that to there, yep, and then do that. So we've got a bit of backsheet.
Weaponizing the virus. You see? So this is not a figment of the imagination. How can a country's official military doctrine talk of biological warfare, weaponizing the virus, genetic engineering of virus?
I pressed the wrong button, didn't I? I pressed the wrong button. I need to find where I've got the proper clip. But yes, it's not the clip. Like he's not moving his mouth to the clip, okay? But it took me some time to cut him out from the background. And listen. Once I get I've got that many clips of backsheet. It's pretty scary. It's terrifying, in fact. But we've also got a bit of Captain Obvious shaking his head because obviously there's a lot to be shaking your head at in the world right now. And of course, just my guilty pleasure. We've got a little bit of AOC. It's like she's almost lap dancing for me. You see a bit of that? See, look. See, you see that? She's looking at me. Yes, indeed. So listen, with that said, let's launch into some of this craziness, okay? And you'll be knowing from last week, I was very, very, very suntanned. I'm still suntanned right now. I would hope it's not all gone away just yet. It is a tan. You can't wash it off, ladies and gents. But it's been roasting here. It's been balmy. It's still been hot over here. But now, in typical fashion, before we launch into anything today, I want to warn my fellow people in the UK. It's about to get a whole lot more familiar around here because yes, we are on flood alerts for later on in the week. And people like me and ZX down in Wales, we know a thing or two about rain. So yes, we've got hell to pay. Glasgow and Edinburgh in this case, because this is a Scottish newspaper and according to the Daily Record, nowhere exists outside Scotland. Put on flood alert as forecasters warn of thundery downpours later this week. So that's an absolute kibosh on all of my sunbathing activity. And that really angers me. That irks me. Truly, truly does. But I hope the weather where you are is a lot better than that. Now, where we're going to kick off today is an update on something I think I put on our 2021 bingo card. I said, I think, I may be wrong. Maybe I'm making this up. You people will correct me if I'm wrong. You definitely will. One of you will remember if I said this or not. But somewhere on my 2020 bingo card or 2021 bingo card was not just disclosure, but a discovery that would take us somewhat closer to a new story about where we come from, i.e. panspermia, that kind of thing. Okay, so today we got this story over here. Let me take you over here and show this right now. We have got complex organic matter found on asteroids. Yes, indeed. It would have been a totally different story if that said complex organic matter found on hemorrhoids. I'd probably know what that organic matter was. It'd be very smelly. That's all I'm going to say, okay? But this here kind of plays into the kind of thing I was talking about. Because I do believe at some point they're going to try and rewrite the story of where we come from. I think they might try and do away with that whole evolutionary process that we've been told about over the eons. And this is one contender for me. We came from a rock from outer space. Maybe we did. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I thought this would be an interesting place to start today because we've got aliens. We've got things that live on this world that look alien. We have got weird news. We've got snakes living in toilets. We've got stuff from Ireland and a whole lot more to come. But this here is where we're starting today. And like I say, if you've anywhere else to be, feel free to leave right now. Don't abuse me if you don't feel fulfilled by the end of these 50 minutes or so that we'll be continuing on for. We're not going to go through all of this. But it says scientists have identified 2 unusual asteroids between Mars and Jupiter that shouldn't be there. Now, let me stop right there. I always have to kind of giggle internally when I read something like that. Scientists have identified 2 unusual asteroids between Mars and Jupiter that shouldn't actually be there. So, as opposed to the scientists looking at each other and going, damn, maybe we're wrong about where asteroids should be. No, it's the asteroids that are unusual. They're the things that have got it wrong. You shouldn't be there, you pesky asteroids. You're totally flying in the face of this theory that's meant to explain everything, right? It's just a quirk of mine. Discovered by Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, the two rocks are known as 203 Pompeia, and that's 110 kilometers wide, and 269 Justita. Now, it's a pity it wasn't 369, right? That would have been the Tesla numbers, and geometric experts across the planet would have been going crazy with your bits of paper and your calculators, I would imagine. But it says these particular objects stood out because they reflect more red light than their neighbours due to increased levels of complex organic materials such as carbon and methane. Hey, the fact they've got complex organic materials, that could mean they're actually more advanced than the current state of humanity. If social media was anything to go by. Thank goodness social media isn't a true reflection of the world, folks. That's all I can say. It is what it is. So it says objects such as these shouldn't be in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter at all, and are instead a lot more common among trans-Neptunian objects in the outer solar system. You see, yet again, as opposed to saying, well, maybe our ideas about how this works is wrong. No. It's just, no, this is just weird. The comets are not acting the way that they should be acting. So scientists now believe that their presence in the asteroid belt is a testament to the chaos that ensued during the earliest days of the solar system, and that we were likely knocked into a different orbit by the movements and gravitational forces of the larger planets during that time. In order to have these organics, you need to initially have a lot of ice at the surface, said researcher Michael Marset. So these must have formed in a very cold environment. Then the solar system irradiation of the ice craters of ice creates those complex organics. So I said I wasn't going to read it all, but we read it all. Yes, TNOs, ZX, those trans-Neptunian objects. Now, it was our good friend Ben Davidson over at Suspicious Observers. I don't have the video in front of me, unfortunately. But his video yesterday was talking about a scientific paper, and it was looking at the early formation of the planet, or at least into the ancient past. And it was talking about a time that, theoretically, it took 6 hours. 6 hours, if memory serves me correctly, for a day. Okay? 6 hours for a day. And that got me thinking then. Because we hear in the Bible, right, and a lot of other ancient documents about these characters that live to ripe old ages, right? One that springs to mind immediately is Noah. Hundreds of years old. And that's hard to really wrestle with and compute. Unless our understanding of what a year and the time it took for us to go around the sun at that point was like. That's all I'm saying. It's all I'm saying. And I always urge everyone anyway to go and check out Ben Davidson, Suspicious Observers. Great work over there. So aliens, indeed aliens. But what if? What if the aliens aren't out there? What if they're already here? Well, we're going to take a look at that, and it's been covered over in Mysterious Universe. Now, I find this quite interesting because of where it's coming from, and more importantly, who is reporting some really, really good work. You know, we've talked about some weird things when it comes to the ocean. Unidentified submergible objects. Wow, thank you very, very much. Jocelyn, make sure that's going to come up. It is. I'm actually going to get AOC dancing ready for this one. There she goes. Look at her. Oh, wonderful. What a mover, eh? What a mover. So, I'm going to wait for this super to come in and come on, super chat. Do your thing. Okay. So, Is it going to play? Or am I just going to wait here like an absolute... I almost swore there. You know me, I don't like to swear when I'm speaking to you people. I like to keep it nice and prim and proper. There we go. If it's in Discord, I swear like a trooper. You all know that. You all know that. So listen, unidentified submergible objects. We've looked at some of the weird creatures that live in the sea, and we're going to take a look at another one of those today. But there was definitely one story that stood head and shoulders, or should I say, nah, I've not got a clever way of putting it. I've not got a clever way of putting it, and I'm quite hesitant to go here, because people might think I've totally lost the plot. But you know me, I keep an open mind. I provide, you decide. And have you ever thought about mer people? Or aliens? Advanced alien races that could be living in the ocean? Like, I'm not talking about crazy, like, tic-tac videos. Talking about crazy, advanced things that we really don't know anything about. Okay, so it was over on Mysterious Universe today. And I don't know if it looks anything like that. If it does, I'm absolutely terrified. I mean, hey, listen. I have courted some less than attractive looking women in my time, but nothing like that. And of course, present company, obviously excluded, before I get hit by a shoe in the back of the head. But it says here, an update on an underwater aliens reportedly encountered by a National Geographic photographer. Now, I don't know, but National Geographic photographers, they don't really strike me as the type of people that spin a tall tale, at least in this kind of, with this angle, with an alien flavour to it. I could be wrong, I don't know, but certainly makes for some interesting stuff. It says, in 2019, National Geographic and Ocean X underwater photographer appeared in a video and said this: I think in the ocean I have come across potentially beings from another heavenly body that are more highly advanced than humans. Now, admittedly, if I was to go diving in the ocean and I met a bunch of octopi, I too would claim that I have just met something that potentially is from another heavenly body. But that isn't what this cat's on about. Nope. Says the photographer, who obviously isn't a cat, he's a man, is Louis Lamar, and the video appears to have been made by or for Ocean X, an ocean exploration initiative whose website describes a mission to explore the ocean and bring it back to the world. Does that mission include bringing photos of underwater aliens back to the world? So I've seen giant deep sea arachnids, venomous sea snakes far offshore with, like bright yellow heads, sharks in a frenzy, orcas, swarming all around me. Some sort of, hyper-advanced aquatic alien creatures inhabiting the shallow waters, which almost look like stingrays. Now, I'm reliably assured by my non-whistleblower that it looks absolutely like that. It doesn't look like that, folks. Don't panic. Don't panic. On first impression, I thought, oh boy, these are like the marine cousins of the blue chickens, judging by this. But you're all right. This is just an artist's impression. And Corey Good was scribbling one day. One of the ones he threw away. Oh, did I say that? So according to the Miko TV YouTube channel, that of course we're going to have to take a look at in a moment, Lamar stated that he was waiting for an underwater film crew to assemble when he saw sharks in a frenzy. Okay, so there would be my first red flag. Sharks, I'm out of here, gone. So when he approached them, and again, craziness, but I suppose this is what these cats do, like, this is what they do. They get in the ocean, they go toe to fin, punch or fist to fin with some of the world's scariest sharks. I get it. It's not for everyone. So he saw the hyper-advanced aquatic alien creatures. Now, while they looked like stingrays, Miko TV reports that He said something about them that didn't feel right. Something that wasn't normal. The original report and video was said to have been made by the War Zone, which is well known for its in-depth reports on advanced military aircraft and strange encounters. And that's the actual, from the drive, we looked at all the patents. Remember we looked at those crazy patents as well by, was it St. Clair? Was that the one we looked at recently? The one where you could walk through the walls and all that crazy? So I know what they're talking about there. It says, in fact, in 2019, it was fact reporting on US nuclear submarines having a number of encounters with unidentified submerged objects, or USOs. And that is where the plot thickens, and we love it when a plot thickens around here. In fact, I love it so much, I'm going to keep you waiting while I pour a little cup of tea. I know, I'm absolutely terrible, but hey. My man, Kevin McCairn, got kicked off Discord. Oh, I forgot to say at the start of the stream, for any of you hardcore McCairnites out there. I know it's a dark day, but they got him again. Yep, they got him again. The reality czars got him over at Disco. That's after a day or two of speaking to happiness officers. Not even making it up. Not even making it up. So they got my boy again. So he's going to somewhere called Gilded. I'll keep you up to date on that. Anywho, the War Zone has no record of Louis Lamar. Links to the original video no longer work. Ooh, the plot does thicken, right? Lamar is definitely a real person, a National Geographic photographer. His photos appear in a 2019 story titled, "If Alien Life Exists in Our Solar System, It May Look Like This." That's may. However, the underwater alien encounter story is still alive, having popped up on various paranormal and UFO sites and on Reddit. Well, if it's on Reddit, it must be true. So this week on the UFO Reddit, a follow-up on the story was alluded to. U/M Fluder. Oh, I like that. Obviously an anagram of Fox, well, F. Mulder, Fox Mulder, I would say, posted a tweet by filmmaker Stephen Greenstreet, who retweeted a post by Andrew Harbinson, and a para-experiencer who contacted Louis Lamar to ask for clarification of his encounter in light of a recent UFO, USO, UAP encounter disclosures by the Pentagon. Can you really call it that? So Louis Lamar responded with this. "This was a stupid joke video my friend made while we were bored on a shoot. For kids on Instagram or whatever. It's completely BS. Stop wasting your time." You know, I actually tend to think that's probably closer to the truth than any of us want it to be. We all want there to be a photograph or a video of something really advanced in this case. But there isn't. There isn't. Now, does that mean that there isn't photographs and videos floating around, pardon the pun, since we're dealing with the ocean, of things like that? I don't know. I don't know. I know from looking at the military, I would imagine, I think I heard Richard Dolan talking about this just recently, about plans back in the day to like get below the actual the bottom of the ocean, the ocean floor. I couldn't think of the term for it there, folks. But to actually get below that, maybe make bases, silos, stuff like that. There's probably, right, a whole heap of stuff that's natural, like natural to the planet, that would look alien to us in the ocean. We've seen some of it already. We're going to see some of it again in a minute. But at the same time, I think there's potential for advanced civilizations to have craft that can go down there. And again, you got to, like, when I think about the world and the ancient world, anywhere at any time could have been dry land. And the tectonic plates and the shifting and the resets and the cycles that we've gone through, there could be artifacts and proof of lost civilizations way below the surface of the ocean, even below the ocean bed, the ocean floor. So, could there be stuff down there? Absolutely. Would I love to go and take a look for it? Absolutely. Is it going to be hard to find all of it with the crazy depths and everything going on? Absolutely. And I bet you all the best stuff. Would just happen to be where the military do training and things like Tic Tacs mysteriously turn up and stuff like that. So I don't know. But one thing I do know is that this next thing here is utterly terrifying. Terrifying. I want to thank Ron for this one today. There it is there. Boy, oh boy. This is the picture that inspired today's thumbnail. And I don't want anyone telling me it looks anything like AOC. We will not be having any of that around here. No. We don't roll like that. But it says fish with human-looking teeth is creeping people out after a capture of the Outer Banks. Yes, indeed. If I caught that fish, I don't know if I'd end up holding it. I'm just saying. That thing is bloody terrifying. So a fish with human-looking teeth is startling some people after it was caught off the Outer Banks. That sounds like the name of a TV show. Jeanette's Pier in North Carolina said Nathan Martin reeled in a 9-pound fish that looks like it's wearing dentures. A photo shows the aquatic animal called a sheep's head had teeth on the bottom and on the top of the mouth. That's utterly terrifying. So it says big teeth, big times. Hashtag big teeth, hashtag big... No, that's a bad hashtag. Jeanette's Pier, a landmark that's just 1,000 feet into the Atlantic Ocean. And that was on Tuesday on Facebook. And the post from the fishing designation in Nag's Head surprised many social media users and left others creeped out. Look at that thing. We've done this before, but it's always worth looking again. Strange ocean life. Some of the things you see down there, it's crazy. Crazy. I don't know if we've seen this one, but you know that doesn't even look like it should be alive. A leafy sea dragon. That looks like an emoji, right? Dumbo octopus. I bet there's nothing dumb about it then. Yeah. Scary. I don't like things with... Okay, we'll scroll down it like that then. Oh, come on, man. Right, there we go. A viper fish. Holy crap. That looks like something out of Terminator, doesn't it? The goblin shark. Can't beat a good goblin, but not from a shark. Goblin. What are you saying now? Oh. Hey, come on, man. There's the fang tooth. You don't want that thing biting you. What's that? An angler. An anglerfish? We've looked at the anglerfish before and it didn't look anything like that. It's a terrible looking thing. All right, that's kind of cool. That's a red-lipped batfish. Okay. Wow. A vampire squid. Ooh, I've been watching a really weird vampire show. Van Helsing on... Is it Netflix? Yeah, Netflix. Pretty cool. Johnny Whistles told me about Van Helsing years ago. For some reason I said, nah, I don't fancy that one, Whistles. I watched one episode of it and I was hooked. You know me, I love my vampires. Love a bit of zombies. What the hell? A warty frogfish. Wow. That's just wrong. Very ugly looking fish. I'm sorry that I have to ugly shame the blob sculpin. It's even got an ugly name. Blob sculpin. Not a good name for a fish. Not a good look. The Christmas tree worms. Nice. Very aesthetically pleasing on the eye. Oh boy, that looks like one of those, what do you call them? Tardigrade things. A giant isopod. The giant isopod looks like a giant bug that does not belong in our oceans. It doesn't know. Looks like it should be in a forest somewhere, right? Ooh, telling you. Pink see-through Fantasia. Oh, yes, indeedy. It looks like intestines and... Yeah, that's pretty weird. That's some weird stuff going on right there. Now, these things, there we go. That's a machine, right? That's a machine. Patch, Anthony Patch, when he wrote his book 2048 Diamonds in the Rough, it was like a manta-shaped submarine that was like fully intelligent. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff, but it was modelled on the same kind of premise as a manta. Yeah, pretty cool. We got here a sea cucumber, not to be confused with your ordinary garden cucumber. Not good on sandwiches, I'm told. Geraldine says, I watched Jaws in 1974, I think, and I've been terrified of the seawater from it. Jaws, good film. There's the shaggy frogfish again. It's right up there with the blob, right? Not one of the better looking fish out there. Now, these are pretty cool because their lights all go crazy on them, and glass squid. Yes, indeed. So let me just get a drink of tea. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, folks, and we'll start to look at some other news before I go and get Jimmy Jeans. And we bring you KBS Live. Leslie coming in for some life advice. Watch out for mantis crabs. I say watch out for any crabs.
Love and light to you and the chat.
Okay, so Geraldine, maybe you might want to step away from the PC right now, because if Jaws left you traumatized, oh boy. We've heard of that crappy movie called Snakes on a Train, right? What about pythons down your pan? All right, it was pretty poor, I know. Now, we might have looked at this story before, but it did come across my feed again today. An escaped python bites a man's genitals after hiding in his toilet. My goodness, look at the state of that. Look at it. Says an Austrian, not an Australian, but an Austrian man sustained an eye-watering injury. Oh. To his genital area when he was nibbled by a 5-foot python hiding in his toilet. The 65-year-old had nipped off to the loo, but got a little bit more than he bargained for when he plonked himself on the seat. Ouch. That's all I can say. My eyes are watering right now. Ouch, ladies and gentlemen. Police said he had just sat down when he felt a pinch on his genitals. Oh, hey. Some people like that kind of thing, you know. Maybe not given by a snake, but no, I'm not talking about myself in some weird third person type thing. Move on, Kev. Anywho, when the unlucky Graz resident stood up to inspect the bull, he was stunned to see a huge albino python staring back. Imagine that. From the one-eyed trouser snake getting nibbled to a big two-eyed python snake staring back at it. Ooh, boy, oh boy, I'm telling you. The snake reportedly belonged to a neighbour weirdo. Sorry, I'm sorry. I do find people who keep reptiles, in particular deadly snakes. I find that just a little bit strange. It is what it is. That's on me. It's not on snake owners. It's on me. It's obviously something that happened to me in a previous life, or maybe I've just got common sense. And I think, why? Why would you want to share a living space with something that's literally in its DNA to eat you? All right, maybe not eat you, but you get me, right? Not good. Would we keep cats if they were poisonous? I don't think we would. As cute and as fluffy and as wonderful as they are, the poisonous cat would be a far more terrifying prospect than the very domesticated, non-poisonous variety that we all love today. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm just thinking aloud. So the snake, reportedly, again, we dealt with a neighbour. The neighbour should have been dealt with. A local reptile expert and police officer who drafted in to remove the unwelcome guest. Oof. The bitten man was taken to hospital and treated for minor injuries. Minor? There's nothing minor about an injury to your... There's nothing minor about that. This was written by a woman. I can tell. No respect for the Mantalia. So did I just make up a word, Mantalia? That's brilliant. But luckily he escaped with little more than a nasty shock and a story to tell, and to that I say...
Since it goes far beyond one man, this needs to be fought against. This cannot be taken lying down.
It can't be taken lying down, because the minute you give an inch a yard, Or the minute you give an inch a yard? Well, the minute you give an inch a yard, it becomes a yard, right? But the minute you give a snake an inch, you feel me? You feel me? So listen, that's not the most ridiculous story I've got for today. Ladies, 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 count yourself lucky. Maybe, perhaps. I didn't even know this was a thing, but I do now. But count yourself lucky you're not living in Dublin. Or as they say over there, Dublin, right? Because you girls have been banned. Banned, banned, banned. No more. No more, let me tell you. What's been banned? Well, near 2021, I will tell you what has been banned. Customers paying with money that they've stored in their bra. Yes, they're stamping it out over in Ireland. This man here, who probably looks like he does have a healthy obsession and thinks about bras far too much of the time. But no bra money. Hashtag no bra money. A businessman divided opinion when he recently took a stand against bra money. Divided opinion? He opened my eyes to a whole new world of things that are going on. I had no idea. I don't think I've ever had a girlfriend that kept money down there. And trust me, I had many's an attempt where I would have found out. Okay, that's all I'm saying. A bedding salesman, indeed, Michael Flynn, has become fed up with customers paying with cash that has been stashed in their bras as temperatures soar above 30 degrees Celsius. Now, let me come to the chat room. Is this an actual thing? Because I had no idea. No idea. Bet is giving it a big, huh? It's not something Bet does. No. No. An obsession with Tesla coils. I don't know where that came from, Z-Troy, but a great comment. Is this a thing? Like, I had no idea that women were doing this. No. Why not have all three Clarky heavy slide on the 45? Oh, I had no idea what's going on there. Am I still even live? A good question to ask myself at some point during the stream. I think we are. Yeah. So come on, girls. Come on. Be honest out there. I mean, I'm hoping there's like more than 2 or 3 ladies, but do you keep money in your bra? Well, I've just found out from the woman I've lived with for over 20 years now. She keeps money in her bra. Shows you how often I get in there, doesn't it? It's probably the safest place because she knows she doesn't let me in there, but that's for another stream altogether. Yeah. Malaya says it's definitely the best place to stash a couple of hundred. Steve Hodgson, I am back in the saddle, brother. I'm punching, just throwing punches and no more. But good to see you, dude. Good to see you. And then Steve, does Jen keep her money in with her Jubilee bits? I'm not being a deviant. It's come up in a story today. I mean, maybe people might think I'm using it as a vehicle for me to be a deviant, but no, it is. You don't even have to answer publicly. I never knew it was a thing. Never knew it was a thing. So, anywho. Now, I know people keep their phones in their bra, and I know people do that. Yeah, I knew that one. I had no idea they kept their money in there. So the note from Mattress Mick, not a great nickname. No bra money due to increasing temperatures and for our own personal safety. What does he think is going to happen? Does this bra money, does it like spontaneously combust when it's removed from the underneath of a finely termed boob? I don't know what's going on. So sorry for all the inconvenience. I don't think really there's probably an abundance of people coming into Mick's mattress shop with bra money to spend, but hey, maybe. So writing on Facebook, he added an urgent alert in our Coolock store. Oof, that was hard to read that without it sounding wrong. Coolock store. So due to soaring heatwave in Dublin and ongoing safety trade-in with social distancing, and we would urge all customers to pay us from their bras, not to pay us from their bras, and keep your euro notes in your purse or handbag at all times. Yours, Mattress Mick. Oh, imagine signing off a letter with that crappy nickname. Mattress Mick. Oh my God. Pat McGroin and Mick. So, many customers found the new rule hilarious. with some called Mariana writing, ha 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 ha. Wow, must have taken her ages to think of that witty response. Another woman named Ailsling tagged a friend saying, you need to print out this sign for your place. Now, there's a lot of pictures missing here, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, but that there's the one we really need to be looking at. No bra money due to increasing temperatures. I think Mattress Mick, I think his temperature increases every time he says the word bra. He strikes me as a bit like that. It is what it is. Look, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, have we got anything else? Was that about it? I think that was about it for today, and I need to go and get Jimmy Jeans in a moment anyway. But a quick reminder, we are over on Odyssey as well. The Kev Baker Show is looking loud and proud over there on Odyssey. Just search for The Kev Baker Show, all one word. Odyssey.com. Last night's show's on there. Mark from Housatonic Live. We've got an R. Charlie Robinson. We've got the show we done with Billy Ray Valentine, John Brisson, Jimmy Jeans, an old nano girl. And if we go over to the channel, and this is where we got all the, there you go. So there's a couple of different channels, and there's everything from the bigger YouTube channel is up and over there. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. And in here, we've got a button that goes live. Yes. So we're going to be doing a bit of live streaming over there in the very, very near future. Yes, indeed. So, what are the chat rooms saying? They have crotch wallets at Rand McNally. Crotch wallet. Woof. I don't fancy taking a couple of banknotes from anyone's crotch area, to be honest with you. Worked in a King Super back in the day. I'd say 1 out of every 10 used to keep cash up the top. And usually the best endowed. Ooh. Full commando. Indeed. Commando. It's the only way to go. Yes, indeed. Yes, Marty. We're over there. I know Doc McCairn was talking today. I think he was already streaming on Odyssey. He's beaten me over there. But what's really exciting is hopefully we're going to be able to get the CEO, the guy behind it, onto the show to come on and talk about it, which will be pretty cool. So I'll keep you all up to date with that. And we'll be turning on the phone lines in hour number 2 today. Now, if you want to catch the show live in full HD and audio, all you have to do is go over to our Discord server. I think we're still live. I say I think because there was a big purge on today, folks. They got Kevin McCairn live on his stream, and not only that, but they took out a whole host of people who had been actually participating in the chat at that time. So then they came for Doc McCairn and his memes. But they didn't get me because I hadn't said anything in there. I keep my head down. You see, you got to keep your head down to be able to fight longer. Fight for another day. So I want to thank you all for being back here today. I'm sorry I've not been here, but I know you all don't even expect any explanation from me. We're back now. That's the important thing. We'll keep doing what we do, and hopefully I'll give you something to think about. If I don't give you something to think about, hopefully I'll give you something to laugh about. And if I don't give you something to think about or something to laugh about, I just hope that you don't feel you're wasting your time hanging out with probably one of the crazier guys on YouTube, but one of the more honest ones as well. So until 14 minutes time on KBS with Jimmy Jeans, I am going to take my leave from here. I'm going to bid you all a farewell. Keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo.